I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it
Gotta make it shine.
What's that?
Now that the electricity
Yeah, you're right.
is off. We're gonna make it shine.
We're gonna make some.
Now the electricity's
Power's
off.
off.
Power's off. Yeah, come into the circle. We got room. We can make more room.
Let's take a bigger
And you'll take, put your bags. Let's have bags here.
Space is always
Little
in the
chair,
back row.
back of
Bags
you. Put
away.
bags on. We
Space is
can
always
use some room.
Please come sit next to me.
I probably have to keep expanding.
We can both, yeah. There's a flip.
Good. There's an open chair. This is the seat for somebody.
There, so it's easier for somebody to sit.
All right, you start. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there, before I do, coming for to carry me home. Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends, I'm coming too, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Welcome, sisters and brothers. It's a delight to be here with y'all, and so far so good, huh? This weekend, last time was just a fantastic, wonderful concert. So I'm creating a little list here, and I'm going to ask you to share your name and email address if you're willing to with us, so we can stay in contact with you in the future. Need be, want be, promise we will not send any solicitations for money or other things. So
And we are going to do a show. So, I'm going to start the way I start all the classes and actually all the speeches that I give as part of this workshop of Solidarity Within. As we just did, a little warm up here for a gathering. But I'm going to say to you, as I say to all the classes, welcome union members. We are in your presence, hand in hand together. The union makes us strong. And at this point, most of the people are not singing with me, right? And they're all looking at me like, that's nice. I know sometimes they start applauding spontaneously. And I say to them, I don't care if the Glee Club teacher told you not to sing. I don't care if the nuns told you to stand in the back of the room and just move your lips. I don't care if the rabbi threw a boltan with oy vey ganug. I don't care if your children ran screaming from the nursery. No, mommy, no, daddy, don't sing again. Please don't sing again. This is not about whether you can carry a tune in a bucket, sisters and brothers. This is about calm union. Calm is the Latin word for with. Union is the Latin word for one. And when we sing together like no other human activity, when we sing together, we are in calm union. So, tenors is the perfect case. Right here, I'm a tenor. I've always been a tenor. When I was 5 years old, I was a tenor. They put me in the alto section, and G on the staff was a strain for me. I thought there was something wrong because I'm a girl. I was supposed to be able to sing higher, but oh, no, I'm a tenor. So, I used to be an alto, a little more alto before the cigarettes and the beer. So the altos, this is probably cool for y'all too. Sopranos is way too low. It's good to go up there in the atmosphere where you and Minnie Riverton like to live. And the basses and baritones might be a little too high for you. So drop down to the basement where Barry White and y'all like to live, and we'll just take it wherever you are. And if you hear harmony, by all means, sing it. So I'm going to sing it to you, sing it back to me. Welcome, union members.
Welcome, union members.
Yes. We are in your presence.
We are in your presence.
Hand in hand together.
Hand in hand together.
And those of you who are in the Joe Jakes workshop, I just opened up on that one like I don't usually do. The union makes us strong.
The union makes us strong.
Perfect. Now we're going to sing it all together. And this time you're going to turn to the person next to you and the person across from you, as I was doing when I was singing to you, and you're going to sing to them. You're going to look that person in the eyes and say, welcome, union members. We are in your presence. Hand in hand together. We make you sound ready. And
Welcome, union members. We are in your presence.
find other people to look at.
Hand in hand together. We make the union strong.
One more time.
Welcome, union members.
Come on in the circle. Come on, step into the light.
We are in your presence.
Hand in hand together.
Hand in hand together. We make the union strong.
Hand in hand together.
Hand in hand together. We make the union strong. Strong.
Let's try it again. Hand in hand together.
Hand in hand together. We make the union strong.
Yeah. That old director just comes out in me. So this is about song. This is about singing. This is about building solidarity from within, and in the way that really song and music does, like no other art form. So I want you to think about a moment when you felt solidarity in singing. Yes? A moment when you felt solidarity in singing. Just think about a a time, you can close your eyes, as a matter of fact, it would be helpful, because if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, then look down at your heart. And let your senses recall what your mind may have forgotten. That moment when you were with other people, and in that moment you felt a unity of one. Even though they're diverse voices and maybe even diverse sounds, maybe everybody's not living in the same village, it didn't matter, but in that moment you were one with others. Let your inner vision, as Stevie Wonder said, draw in that moment to recall the colors, the light and darkness. Let your sense of smell, the most powerful sense for recovery and memory. Breathe in. Let your ears recall what your mind may have forgotten. Let the bitter, sour, salty, sweet taste in your mouth. Recall what you might have forgotten, that moment of singing in solidarity with others. And breathe. Deeply through your nose and out. I'm going to give you a piece of paper. If you have one, that's great. And on this piece of paper, we want you to draw a symbol or symbols that best represent that moment. Draw a symbol or symbols that best represent the moment when you felt solidarity singing with others, when you felt as one, even though there were multiple voices. At least one other person in your set. Doesn't have to be the tabernacle choir. The moment where you felt that solidarity with others. Symbol is important here because we're not interested in challenging your artistic skills. Do you want to come sit here?
No, I'm fine.
I feel like there's somebody behind me, and
There is.
not quite
Yeah,
understand.
we
And not
can
even-
expand the circle just a little bit. So everybody's.
Thanks, sis. Thank you.
Oh, I haven't read that.
Right.
Well, I know, but yeah, but I know.
Let me know if you need pencils or writing information.
So I'm going to ask you to honor silence. I'm going to ask you to honor silence while others are listening. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Draw your symbol. And the sign-in book, okay, thank you. Thanks, Mark. got another chair over here, Joanne, if you want to come in.
Thanks. Actually, I'll sit on the floor in front of the chair if that's okay.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah. You could write the name of the song that goes with that moment, if there is indeed a song that goes with that moment. This is the moment where you felt solidarity as one with others in song. So everybody's done? Okay, I'm gonna make this easy. Starting with Mike, we're counting off 1 to 11.
1,
2,
3, 4, 5,
6,
7,
8,
9,
10, 11.
1, 2,
3.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9.
10, 11.
Ones meet up, twos meet up, threes meet
Good.
up. Okay, let me get the rest of the directions.
You must be.
Oh, yeah.
Let me give you the rest of the directions. Let me give you the rest of the directions. You're gonna go meet up with your partner, introduce yourselves, tell your partner the story behind your symbol. Partner, just listen. Just listen. Don't take notes. Don't sweat the statistics. Just listen. Then we're going to switch and you're going to tell your partner your story. When you're done exchanging stories, you're going to stand up together, introduce each other by showing us your partner's symbol and telling us the story behind your partner's symbol as best as you can recall from what they said without taking notes. Understand?
Yep.
Go to it.
Are you 7?
No, I am not.
Stand by the window by any chance? Two of us sitting beside each other.
It was easy because we were ones, right? Yeah. Sure. Okay. We're gonna go first or should I go first? First of all, you're really bad at this. Let's go through this together. This is supposed to be a perfect circle. 2 circles into one. And the story behind it.
I'm going to encourage you to take a seat because you're going to just tell your story from where you started. So y'all come over here.
At a certain point, I got very upset. Not single shot. really angry because he was just mostly just a guilty white that was indulging in the fact which was Frederick Douglass, who was actually involved. So I used to have this coffee house, and at the end of the day, get up and sing. And then I don't know exactly what happened. Either at the first inauguration or just after, before the bloom was off the rose for us lefties with the law. You know, even though I still doing some stuff. And I remember somehow. Clearly a better artist than I. Oh, my name is Mike.
So, my symbol is really, I feel like I've had this, really the first time
You have 1 minute left. 1 minute left. The next person should be speaking now if they're not. You have 1 minute left. 1 minute left.
So, I also got
1 minute left.
I sang this book, and they sang
and then there's like some, yeah, much less historically
We should exchange cards because I also have a song and poetry workshop in the neighborhood. You know, the hospital is on 103rd and Houston. Unless there's a conflict, if it's songs you could bring them in.
15 seconds.
Or you could just all sing. And every song you want doesn't have to be yours. Okay?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is there anybody who needs more time? Is there anybody who needs more time? Let me ask it one more time. Is there anybody who needs more time? I'm perfectly willing to give it to you. All right, so we're all back in the circle. There's 2 chairs down here for those of you, the 2 of you that sit together.
Don't sit in my teacup.
Sit with your partner. Sit with your partner.
It's the one with the finger.
You're about to introduce
One side. It's got a big finger on one side.
to the group.
No, you don't.
Here, why don't you, George, you want to sit there? Okay. And then bring another chair. I'll sit where you were. Okay, so whoever goes first, you stand up. You take you and your partner with you. You hold you hold your symbol, and you tell us your partner's story. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
switch, right?
Oh, they're up. Okay. Oh, this is all right.
Oh,
1,
sorry,
2. Okay?
Oh,
Okay, here we go.
Number one, so
So
that's why I
We're number one. We're number one. Down with familiarity. I'm gonna make sure that you all can see. Can you come in the circle, please?
okay.
Can everybody see?
I'll tell you.
Yes.
So this is Stephanie's, okay? And she actually kind of spoke about the first time she really felt that. And she sings in a lot of choruses and choirs. And she remembered with her high school teacher who led the choir, who was apparently a very giving person.
Can
And
you just step back?
I need to step back.
Because
Well,
she's
people usually tell me that.
Craning around.
Story of my
Yeah,
life.
because you want to see the picture, right? So
And
Mike,
step back, sorry.
Stephanie, I'm sorry, Mike, to interrupt. Stephanie might want to walk your picture around.
Oh.
Right, so people can see it, because of the darkness. Here we go. I'm sorry, Mike, sorry to interrupt. Go for it.
Okay. Anyway, so she, this person was very giving, and I get the feeling a real mentor for her. And she just remembers at some point feeling that wave of music and the unity around that. And from the picture, there's such a flow there. And the feeling of being part of something greater than herself.
Thank you.
I guess I gotta work on that, right?
So this is Mike's picture, and I'm not going to edit what I heard Mike say. It's just that his picture is two intertwining circles and around the words "we shall overcome," because he says he's been involved with civil rights and social justice for a long time, and he always saying "we shall overcome, we shall overcome," and he got to a point where he got really angry and he thought that was just fucked up, hypocritical practice, because there was just a bunch of guilty white people who were just like, oh, we're inclusive, we'll just sing "we will overcome," and he would go to these regular circles with Frederick Douglass Kirkpatrick. Yeah. And they would do readings and poetry and things, and then they would all end with "we shall overcome," and he would just leave at that point. He just wouldn't even sing the song because he was like, this is bullshit. He didn't say bullshit, but
I think I did, actually.
you did say it was fucked up a lot of times.
Okay. She cleaned up my language.
And then he said it was like that for a long time, and then he doesn't remember exactly when it was, but he thinks it was right after Obama's first election, shortly thereafter, when that song came up again in a circle, and he sang it, and he felt like it really means something now. And it felt so good to sing it and actually mean it and have something. And he actually got tears in his eyes. It was very beautiful. So that's my story as I remember it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll start. So, and you could, I'm going to walk around.
I'll walk around.
Okay, so this is Mary, and she drew a heart with the peace symbol inside. And the memory that she has, which actually was, she had tears in her eyes, but it brought tears to mine as well, was at her mother's funeral. So her mother was one of 7 children who also had 7 children. Incidentally, we are number 7. So we felt very strong. And her mother was a very hard worker. She raised 7 children. It was a tough life. She grew up in a very large family and had a large family, so she knew struggle. And yet, despite it all, really believed that we have the ability to bring peace on earth. So the song that she remembers singing is "Let There Be Peace on Earth and Let It Begin with Me." And her mother really deeply believed that it can begin with each one of us. And because it was sung at the funeral, everybody joined in. And she said, even though it's a difficult song and sometimes people can't feel like they find the right notes, it didn't matter. They really felt they were communing not only together as a group, but with her mother in that moment, and felt very much the power of the ability to believe in yourself to make a difference. That's
Thank you.
Mary.
Oh, you did a great job.
It was a really nice moment.
This is Sandy, and her symbol is a sun that radiates outward, but also energy that radiates inward. so it's sort of bi-directional. And the song that she was thinking of is "The Water Is Wide." Sandy for some time felt like she was a singer, she loved to sing, but didn't have a community to sing with. And she joined the Walking Clear Water chorus and was at a coffee house one day, and they were moving chairs. And she started singing "The Water Is Wide." And one by one, people joined in and started singing harmonies. And it became a beautiful communal experience, and she felt like she found a home, a place where she could sing and be in community with other singers.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Next. Oh, come on, y'all. You can show them a little more love than that. I know you're worried about what you're going to say. Well, that's true. Here we go. Next.
Oh, I can walk around. Okay.
This is Kara, and her image is notes, because music is so critical. And also, the circle would have been a guitar, but it's a little challenging to draw a guitar, because drawing is not her forte.
Yes.
And for Kara, singing is really essential, and she didn't have a specific event that she can remember back to, or even necessarily a specific song, because it's all so critical to her. And she, just singing is so fundamental. And there's grass on the bottom because she thinks about the summer gatherings. She traditionally comes to PNN gatherings in the summer and just has it's such a fabulous experience for her. And yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, yes. So this is, who are you again? Sorry, Nancy. And Nancy's experience was very soon after 9/11 at a protest march in New York City against the WTO. And there were a lot of cops and stuff because people were very nervous after 9/11. And she remembers being on the march and feeling this feeling of solidarity with everyone else as she was singing chanting, a little chant, and chanting over and over. And also she has a star in the middle because she's a pagan, and a heart for love, and I think that's everything I remember. Right? Oh, the energy flowing out, let it begin. That's the chant, let it begin, let it begin.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, next. You're up.
Okay.
Sarah, your picture. Oh, no, okay.
Sarah's supposed to show her.
You
Right,
talk,
Sarah walks it around.
right, you have to
Oh.
turn back.
Hello.
Okay, so Sarah draws some parts in her drawing, and she was saying that one of the most important songs for her is "Sweet Lord." Yes, sorry, the very first song that was sung at the beginning, and she said that very recently one of her very good friends passed away. So she was at this memorial service, and they were singing this song, and it was very meaningful for her. And then she felt like at this moment she could feel very, very connected. And yeah, that's why this song is very important for her.
Thank you.
That's fine. And this is mine?
This is, and I hope I don't. Evie.
Yes.
Evie. She's originally from Mexico. She lives in California now. She sings a lot in different choirs, so she couldn't think of one song to connect that with. That's a Mexican symbol. When people open their mouths to sing, that's something, when they have paintings or drawings, that's like a symbol. that comes out, and it was so nice. It's so beautiful. I asked her to sign it for me because I'd like to keep it.
Thank you.
I'm talking. So this is Beth, and she's passing around "We Can Move Mountains" is the song that she wrote. And what it is the first time one of the times she sang it with a group from North Carolina. She told me that she sings very loud, and this was the first time that everybody else was able to be at her volume or above. So it's a group now that they're all singing together.
The Whitefield Choir.
The Whitefield Choir, North Carolina.
This is Dan.
Done.
Don, I'm sorry. Don has a bass voice and sings in choirs, and he talked about how he doesn't always know how to find the pitch, but with the other 3 basses in his choir, they all managed to finally find it, and they may not sound so great when they're just singing the 4 of them together, but then they find when they're actually in the back, and when they sing together with the rest of the choir members, people turn around and tell them how good they sound. So that's like, he didn't give a particular song, but that's very moving to him to realize that they actually have an important place in the choir.
And it's always underneath the choir.
Okay, sure, we'll go after that.
Great, perfect.
Okay, sure, I'll walk around, sure.
So this is Marshall, and you'll see that the symbols are multiple that he made here. The memory that he shared was being at Unitarian Convention, not even a year ago, and joining together with about 1,000 or so people the morning. It was a Friday morning when there was the declaration that gay marriage was legal. And Marshall mentioned a particular song to me, which is a Hebrew song, Bashana Haba'ah. And Marshall, how would you translate that?
Soon the day will arrive when we'll be together and live without fear, is kind of the gist. Yeah. Thank you.
So, okay, Marshall.
This is Sidel. She was my partner. And her drawing, her symbol is kind of a wave with the words underneath it, "Swing low, sweet chariot." Though she wrote down those words, but then expressed to me that she didn't really think of any one particular song or singing. This was just kind of the most recent song that we had sung powerfully together just now. And Sidel expressed that in singing a song, that each song is kind of a part of the same wave, right? That every time we sing together, we're part of the same flow of energy and the same flow of music. And it's just kind of a one instance of that every time we do it. And so her wave is kind of a continuous flow of music and singing.
Thank you. So whose code is this?
Mine borrowed.
Okay, I'm going to put that here so that we're not tripping over it. Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Vern from Springfield, Massachusetts.
Hi, Vern.
He is a song leader and a vocalist for many, many years. And at one point, his picture is of a beautiful flower representing music and reaching out to many people. And you can see the variety, all cultures, all races, and everything around the flower, the center of the flower. And at one point he was leading a chorus in Springfield, a community chorus with Jane Sapp.
She was leading it, I was
She
in
was
it.
leading it. You were singing in it?
Yes.
But they co-arranged a song, traditional spiritual called Ain't Got a Right right to the tree of life. And they arranged it for chorus.
It's okay.
And you got it right to the tree of life.
Hey, this is Beth, and she recalled, you walk around and show
Oh,
your
yes,
picture, right?
okay.
She recalled some moments where she was getting in touch with Native American connections, feeling a connection to the energy of the earth and to the web of life, and was thinking of the song Common Thread. It's a Pat Humphries song.
Aileen Vance, I think it's a co-write.
Co-write? With who else?
Aileen Vance.
With Aileen Vance. So the
I forgot what the name of the song was, brother. Sorry, people say it again. Name of the song.
Oh, Common Thread.
Thank you.
Rise all together. I've forgotten exactly how it goes. It's a very commonly powerful song. So this is a moment when the singing helped her feel that connection with the web of life of the earth energy.
Thank you.
You want me to go first or you?
Doesn't matter. I know we're all musicologists here, but just let it pass.
So I'm going to introduce Kathy. And Kathy's from the great state of Wisconsin, and she's been a regular singer at the State House since their little run-in with Governor Walker. And I think I understood it right. They eventually tried to get all the singers to leave. And so she went home and wrote a song. But of course, they went back, and she was able to teach the song to the others who were able to sing along. And that's her moment.
This is my building. To the tune of This Is My Country.
Oh, nice.
This Is My Building. And I'd never, ever done anything like that before. So.
Yes, I forgot. That was a very important part. It was
Is that Heart the famous balloon?
That is the famous balloon, yes.
We need to tell you about that, sir.
No, you don't.
No.
Next person. Thank you.
So this is
Scott.
This is Scott, and the memory he shared with me was about a trip to the Galapagos Islands off the coast of Ecuador, where it struck him to bring along his banjo, but he told the trip leader that he only knew 2 songs, and one of them was Guantanamera, and one of them was De Colores, and the trip leader said, yeah, but everybody here knows those songs. So he talked about playing banjo and singing with people.
What was the second song?
De Colores, which is what it is. And I didn't ask about the circle. The little figure is one person singing, but I didn't ask about the circle around it.
It's okay, catch up later. Okay. I apologize. I just want to make sure we get everybody that we can to hear you. And we get to sing. Because we're running. Okay, here we go.
This is Ellen, and
Very grateful that Ellen shared the story. It's Hans class. And Ellen told me the story of a trip she took with military veterans to a U.S. base in Okinawa, where every morning at 6 a.m. people show up in the dark every morning for years now to protest and stop the pouring of gravel into a bay to form an airstrip on this U.S. base in Okinawa. And she said that the people there, and I know Ellen, and she has sung all over the place in solidarity with people for social justice and equality, and she said this moment, singing Sit Down Here, there with the people that were there, was just so inspiring. And they thanked the military veterans from U.S. They said how much support they felt, but Ellen was like, wait a minute, it's, how much they got from the experience.
That's really good, thank you. So this is Adele. Adele has a heart, and it's got growth coming out of it in the form of a plant and stars, and there's a fire growing off to the side. It was a moment at a PMN weekend, maybe Songs of the Spirit, and there was a song being sung, and she was with somebody that she had just started seeing, and it was his first time here, and it was a very moving moment, and she noticed him
struggling with whether to sort of let himself go into that moment or not. And having been at PMN for many, many years, she's very experienced in opening her heart, and she came to it, I think, with natural propensity. But she reached out and took his hand and helped him to let go and be in the moment and feel what he was feeling. And she felt like that was a gift that she had to give to him. And also, she didn't draw a rock, but she felt a lot of confidence and solidity from that moment.
Oh my God, and I didn't, did I say rock when I spoke to you? I did, okay. So I thought, wow, very close.
Great. It must be number 10, I don't know, we'll stand up. So, John, do you want me to introduce you first? Okay, this is John, and he's going to show you his symbol, which is a bird flying. And he was present at the Clamshell Alliance demonstration in the late 70s in New Hampshire, where a lot of music was happening. I think some of you are nodding with awareness of that, if not having been there. And it was a time when they all sang together and realized that they had power beyond individually. And John himself came into the movement in that way and wrote things down. And what you wrote down is here together, there together. Is that a song? I didn't.
It might be.
Okay.
Maybe it should be.
Okay.
Well, you're going to have to work on it if you like it.
There you go. Okay.
So, and this is Pam, and she's from Minnesota. More about that later. But she belongs to the DC.
Will you wait if you have everyone's attention?
Oh, sorry. Sorry. I might have your attention. So this is Pam. Pam is from Minnesota. More about that later. She belongs to the DC Labor Chorus. And the story she told about singing together and feeling that feeling, they were down in Washington, D.C. At the time of the adoption of the Affordable Care Act,
is the
otherwise
ACA.
Usually otherwise known. And
Obamacare, yeah.
Right. And they were at an event lobbying for the act in around 2010. The weather was very cold, and representatives were coming up and giving what were supposed to be short contributions, and they didn't. And the time went on, and the chorus had been invited to sing "We Shall Overcome." And apparently, by the time the representatives were finished with their speaking, the chorus had disappeared, except for Pam, because she's from Minnesota. It was very cold.
We all sang at the beginning. That's what we did invite.
And so when she did begin to sing, everyone joined her, and that was a very special thing to have all those people, even without the rest of the chorus.
Yes. And they passed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is George, and George actually drew his experience of singing at the beginning of this workshop in this group. And George said that he experienced music like waves and sort of rolling, and then the notes kind of symbolize different aspects of what the music felt like, which includes a peace symbol. I know them. It's okay. A peace symbol, a one for unity, the earth, and a yin yang symbol. You will bear mine. I drew very, very lightly, so it's going to be hard to see. So don't think it's your eyes.
And Joan came in late, so wasn't here for the original singing. But what she drew was a picture of music and how it represents being a friend, and how we're all friends, and how when we sing together, we're all working together as one. And that was the notion that she was trying to portray.
It says "Numo Ami." That's a song that I read to you.
What's the name of the song?
Numo Ami, which means the word friend, and it's the song's about M-O-T-A-M-I. About the song's about let's sing the word friend. And
No, that's not it.
No, I mean,
It's almost
11.
Is that everybody? Good. Is that everybody? I thought that was everybody. Pam, I'm turning it to you.
All right. What I think we all evidenced here in thinking about it is the sense of solidarity. And what my part in this workshop was just to talk to you a little more about how that gets defined. And you know, the Merriam-Webster allusion we heard last night was that socialism and fascism were being looked up in Wikipedia, or in Merriam-Webster's online dictionary. They say about solidarity as the feeling of unity that between people who have the same interests and goals. So I think we saw a lot of different examples of that and what people remembered, as well as that. But it's always been interesting to me that if we're in Europe, it's used in common parlance. And so it's not so much here in the U.S. Solidarity is something that we know and we hear a lot about. But in Europe, it was even included in the European Union's charter as one of the 6 key principles of human rights. Solidarity, that's a human right. And do we hear that in the U.S.? No. And so I think our singing it together can elevate that sense, and please sing it strong, talk about it with everyone that you meet. And Pope Francis even appealed to all people of goodwill, he said, who are working for social justice. Never tire of working for a more just world marked by greater solidarity. So Pope Francis, I think, is someone, certainly a lot of the spiritual leaders will mention solidarity as an important part of our humankind. So I'll just end this little pedantic part by saying that when Pete Seeger was part of the People's Music Network, and I'm a newbie, I'm a first timer actually, but he really pressed for more solidarity among all people, and he said that it lessens the distance between people and helped him look through the lens of commonality rather than separateness. So it's that feeling that Elise was talking about at the beginning of bringing us all together in union.
I heard once that the liberation theology word for resurrection is solidarity.
Wow, thank you.
So Karen, you didn't get to share. And you joined us. So we were talking about a moment where we felt solidarity as one with other folks in song. So if you want to share a quick story.
I definitely have to share.
What was that?
I joined that chorus. And when we sing, it's definitely, we create an energy of love and solidarity. I think we share that with the people that listen also.
So let me ask you all, what did you learn from this? What did you learn from this moment together just now? What did you learn? What did you see? What did you learn when you heard somebody else telling your story? What did you learn from listening to other people?
I saw the light come on in everyone's eyes when they walked around showing their picture of that moment.
Excellent. Let's just keep going that way. You can pass?
Pass.
Okay.
I think there's something really powerful about sharing a story that's not your own. And I think as singers, we're kind of called upon to do that sometimes. Certainly the struggle for equality for the Black community in this country is not my struggle personally, but I can give a voice to that struggle and I can share that story and show solidarity with that community. And I think that just this little exercise kind of illuminates that point in a really personal one-on-one way, that I really have to know and see Sidel for who she is if I can kind of really tell her story and tell her story in a way that she might tell it herself.
Okay, keep going.
I want to say 2 things. One is, it's very moving to be privy to someone's deep thoughts and then to share them. So it's like ditto in a way, what we were saying. But also, the symbols were not so very different. They were very flowy. As a whole, I would say we saw a lot of circles, we saw hearts, we saw flowy, wavy kinds of images, which are just interesting. There we go.
Thank you.
it's deeply touching to be heard. Sandy gave you that gift.
So I'm going to go on the same theme, and actually what I was going to say is the circles, but I'll change. And say it's what I think we easily forget because we're so busy trying to make sure that we're heard is how important it is to listen and to really hear somebody. And when you have a mission in hearing them, it changes how you listen. So I think that listening is critical. We're so focused, especially in activism, on making sure our message gets across. We forget that in order to get that message across, we need to hear the other people's story and really listen so that we understand, and that's what starts the communication.
Oh. Music seems to, at least me and maybe many of us, out of our head and into our hearts. And personally, I believe science has gotten us where we are, which is like boys with big toys. We have so many machines and pollutions and things that are bad for us. I think we need to spend a little time more in our heart. We've got stuff pretty much down. In this exercise, everybody seemed to be more effective in it, and that's what it felt like to me.
I got reminded, because I certainly also experienced this myself, that music can raise cynicism if it feels phony, or in a context that doesn't resonate, but that it also, like in a context where it feels really real and meaningful, that it makes the cynicism go away.
I'm going to pass because, I can't really think of one thing or right now, but of course, if I wasn't here, I'd be able to think that. So.
No problem.
Oh, I just got the reaffirmation of how important music is to all of us, and the unity it brings to our lives.
I'll pass most points in a couple.
For me, two things. One was the personal and the political and the connection, because the number of hearts and the stories and the openness with which people chose or went to that place where they were so inspired, and yet also the larger. What inspired them was like oftentimes the larger, the community, or them being seen or heard in that community. And then the other thing was just, somebody said it, but the veracity with which I felt like I really wanted to tell Ellen's story. Thank you. And honor it. And so it's a very good reminder of how strongly I feel about that, because that's part of my music and activism thing.
I was thinking about how, the sort of mainstream music world is all about individual superstars and a lot about ego, and look at me with my technique and performance and whatever, and that in this group, people are so much more attached to the community aspects of music, and how for me making music is nothing if I'm not doing it in community, and how studies show that actually singing with other people is healthy. It has physical healthy effects on your body.
I just was noticing how many people were echoing the thoughts I had, which was how music always helps me share and I always feel connected with others when I sing.
I wanted to know more. I thought, boy, the richness of the experiences that we have in this room was just big. I thought it was a great exercise, and just, again, how music can bring us all together.
I was struck by how many people in this room participate in choruses. And also,
You need to talk a little louder, Mike.
okay. Boy,
Thanks.
nobody ever normally tells me that.
I know.
Wow. I was struck by how many people in here participate in choruses. And also, it was nice to be able to share something that was somehow, Elise dragged it out of me, to share something that was very basic to me, which I don't think I normally do. So that was nice to be able to do that.
Yeah, I think like just the story is a collective story of all of our stories. This is a little reenactment of a chorus right here. All our experiences resonating and connecting together, making this greater picture, this greater image of how powerful music has been for all of us and is for all of us together.
Just sharing the space with everybody. People come from all different places, all individuals, and in one space, we're all sharing this moment in time. Just impressed with that idea.
Music in the context of activism, people getting together to do things. Music in the context of activism and intention, getting together to do things, I think is very powerful. Especially when you're, I call a lot of activism pushing on the mountain, because it requires you to believe that it matters, even if the results are not anytime soon. So finding brotherhood and sisterhood and like solidarity around that is, for me.
Well, I'll just add that I think what Mike and Stephanie were saying about the harmonies is a way that I luckily get to rehearse with Elise once a week, and the feeling of harmony is definitely a reminder of the solidarity we have as a chorus.
I would have to talk, as many people have, about the commonalities in so many of the symbols that were shared. Hearts were mentioned, circles were mentioned, flow was in so many of them, and often it took the form of water or waves, but sometimes the other one was the spiral. And other times when it wasn't depicted that way, the point was made that there was not only the flow outward, but the flow inward. That flow has two directions. So many people said that.
Well, I just thought everyone in this group was so cool, it made me proud to be a member of the
community. Well done. Yes, that's all right. Go ahead, Beth.
I just wanted to mention the spiritual dimension, which I see. I wanted to mention the spiritual dimension.
Whoa!
And I see it in his drawing here, and that's my interpretation of what this is here. And that coincidentally, the spirit was moving, we could think about the four direction and native peoples, the influence on my life and all my relations. We talked away to yes, but then the song that came up for me was by a Cherokee native woman, Pat Humphreys. And I didn't have any idea that was a connection from the spirit. So I just think spirit is with us, and it's amazing how all our relations are a part of us. Not just people, but the planet too.
Oh. Yeah. Anybody else who didn't talk? I was just scratching your head, Sarah. I just want to check back with you. You good?
Oh, just I know a lot of hearts, like somebody else was saying. A lot of people had hearts in their symbols as their symbols. So whatever they were thinking about touched them inside their hearts. It wasn't just here. If they were moved by whatever the memory of the song was, it was experience that.
Yes. I would have one of the choruses I sing with the leader. The person that leads it, and it's 4-part harmony, so it's tricky. But said you've got to listen to yourself. You've got to be where you want to be, but you have to listen to all other 3 parts at the same time. Most people will sing in a 4-part harmony, but block off those other guys as they go on their path, and that's a tricky part, is to be able to listen to everybody, but sing your part.
This is an exercise that I learned part of it from the Wallflower Order, a dance collective. Yes,
Oh my
Colorado. And then someone else gave me another part of it. So I use this as an icebreaker in all of my workshops. Because, not usually with song, but just to draw the symbol, right? Because that's our most ancient language. And whatever culture you're in, whatever country I am in, everybody understands symbology, right? So and drawing requires us to use the other side of our brain. Right, we're always on the left side of our brain in the thinking logical, but the right side of the brain is the part of our brain that looks at a cloud and sees a teapot. Right? So when we draw, we're using that part. I know how people have been hurt around creative expression. I've had people, when I start singing, I always start the workshop or my speeches, or whatever it is, with a song. We start the chorus meeting with a song. We just start singing Welcome New Members as a way to start. That people have left the room crying, weeping, because they've been so hurt about being not able to sing. You can't sing. Well, why don't you just move the rest? Right? And so that comes up. But I also have learned from this process of being in this room and studying and learning from others is that this is spirit made manifest. That the Latin word for spirit is spiritu. The Latin word for breath is spiritu. So when we breathe together, we are engaging in inspiration and expiration. Spiritu, spirit. So the act of singing is a spiritual act in and of itself. We must breathe together to sing together. And once you start breathing together to sing together, our hearts synchronize. I didn't make this up. This is somebody else's research, okay? I can't give you the name and chapter and verse. I can't do the ibit thing with the number. But we start breathing together and singing together. So when we sing in the audience like we did last night, kept singing with people, then this whole room of 100, in a march or a rally, 1,000 or 10,000 people are breathing together. And so this whole spirit is enhanced by all that's numbers, by our breathing together. And our hearts synchronized together. And I thank you for your observations on the wrap-up of this. So I'm encouraging you to use this one. I'm passing it on. I got it from somebody else. You should feel free to use it. The symbol, the song, and I had an idea, and I got nervous about time. I apologize. We have here all day. I had to remind myself to breathe. We shall overcome. I'm going to encourage you to move to the edge of your chair. And let your diaphragm drop down. We shall overcome someday. Breathe deeply. Oh, deep in my heart. Soften your belly. I do believe. Soften your eyes. We shall overcome someday. While your lungs expand and taking a deep breath. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. Soften your shoulders. We are not afraid. Soften the muscles around your mouth. a wave of music greater than herself. Entertaining in circles, civil rights and social justice, got tired of We Shall Overcome. But then after Obama, singing it meant something. Tears came into his eyes. It's a heart with peace symbols. Mother's funeral. Let there be peace on earth. Everyone joined, and her mother was there. A sun that radiates energy, that radiates inward. The water is wide. No community to sing with, but at a coffee house, one by one they joined in. Notes and circles, a guitar. Singing is essential, fundamental. After 9/11, New York protest, cops and people were nervous. It was a march. Began to feel solidarity with everyone. A heart, a star. Let it begin. Some hearts, many hearts, swing low, sweet chariot. Reminded when a good friend passed, they sang that song. And she felt very, very connected. She sings a lot in different places. This symbol represents her history of people from Mexico. When people sing, this is a symbol that comes out. I asked her to sign it. I'm going to keep it. We can move mountains. And she heard other people who could sing loud as her. And she felt welcome to that group. It's a white bill chorus. It's bass voices. And they all founded the four of them singing together in the back. And people would turn to them and say, good, how good they sound. And what an important place in the choir. The symbols are multiple. Memory, 1,000 people. Friday morning, they announced that gay marriage was legal. Bashana habana. Soon, the day will come when we will live without fear. It's a wave. Swing low, sweet chariot. And most recently sung powerfully together just now. We're part of the same web, a continuous flow of music and singing. A song leader and vocalist, a beautiful flower, representing the varieties of all cultures and all races. He sang with Jane Sapp, Ain't You Got a Right to the Tree of Life. It's a moment in touch with nature, in touch with Native American culture, connecting with the web of life, a common thread that singing helped her feel that connection more deeply. From the great state of Wisconsin, they would sing regularly, and then they told them they had to leave. They tried to get the singers to leave. She went home, she wrote a song, and they went back. This is my building. A trip to the Galapagos Islands needed 2 songs, Guantanamera de Colores, a fight for one and all. Hands clasped, vets to Okinawa, every morning a protest to stop the pouring of gravel into the bay. And the people came to them and said, thank you, vets. How much we get from what you do. It's a heart, growth coming out of fire on the side, PMN. With someone she just started seeing. He was struggling with the moment of an open heart. She reached over and touched him and let him know it was okay. She in that moment not only gave him an open heart, but the confidence to believe that what they were doing was right. A bird flying, Clamshell Alliance, New Hampshire. They all sang together. A power beyond us individually. Here together. There together. Feeling together. Washington, D.C. was the Affordable Care Act lobbying in 2010. It was very cold. The reps gave long speeches until nobody in the chorus was left except her. She started singing, "We Shall Overcome." She sang, and everyone joined in without care. Experience of song in a group, rallies, all different aspects. A peace symbol, the one for earth, yin yang. Music, being a friend. They were all working together as one. Noma Ame is the energy of love and solidarity. A similar symbol of circles and waves. To be heard, to be really listened, to really listen. Out of our hearts, out of our heads and into our hearts. Make cynicism go away. It's the importance of music, personal and political, connected, wanting more. Oh, deep in my heart. All those who've gone before us. I do believe. For the ones who stepped off the boats who are here already and willed us to be here. We shall overcome someday. Peace. We're at our last 50 minutes. Or do we have 5? I can't remember. We did 5 minutes. Somebody got a song in their heart they want to hear? Thank you for the pen.
We gave you the labor chorus's favorites. Most of them just words. Sometimes they have chords. So,
yes.
But sing out beyond that.
Music, right?
Somebody got a song. Okay, go Vern.
One more time, one more time. Let's get together now. One more time. Well, one more time. One more time. Let's get together. One more time. Well, one more time. One more time. Let's sing together one more time. One more time. One more time. Let's get together
share some light. If I could but share some light, lay down to the gale and carry us to the gale. The older I get, the older I get, the better I know that the secret of my going on is when the reins, the reins are in the hands of the young who dare to run against the storm. We who believe in freedom, hey! We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Last time. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. My name's Elise, Bryant, and this is my symbol. It is a candle, and it represents the day that one of the greatest labor leaders in Detroit, Bernie Firestone, was gunned down in his union hall by one of his members. He had just joined our theater company, our labor theater company. I got the phone call at 11 o'clock. I can't remember what I did the rest of the day. I really can't. I just know that at 5 o'clock I started to leave, and one of my coworkers turned to me and she said, "Do you want me to call the theater group, Workers Live, Worker Stories, our labor theater group, and tell them that rehearsal is canceled?" And I said, "Oh, no. Rehearsal's not canceled. They all came on time." And somebody brought a candle. And one of the members of the chorus started singing, "I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time, one more time. I'm gonna go to work on Monday one more time." And we joined hands, we put our arms around each other, and we sang the song through one time. And when it was over, I said, "Okay, let's take it from the top." And we started rehearsal. Because we all knew without saying that Bernie Firestone agrees with Mother Jones. Pray for the dead, like hell for the living. Let us go forward in song.
Okay.
All right? Thank you. Thank you.
Before you guys leave, I just have an announcement I need to make about the schedule. Because of the power outage, we had to switch lunch and the community meeting, okay? So the community meeting is gonna be 11:55 downstairs till 1, and lunch will be from 1 to 2. For those who can't wait till then to eat, there will be fruit during the community meeting, and then we will get fed. So
That's
just
probably a guarantee that more people will be at the community meeting.
So for those of us who were volunteers,
You shouldn't have said anything.
you want to get on your hands. All right, well, just go down to the chair.
I know.
Yeah, right?
If I didn't get it, well, Wait here, I'll get you. Oh no, I must have 20,000. I also must have.